Hey, what's up? Alright. So, I decided to make another confessional for this evening just because, it's just me by myself here at the farm. So, I'm staying up and doing whatever I fucking want to do. And, I always have a thing about, if I stay up, I always kind of want to be in bed before the sun comes up. So, and fake sleep and stuff. So, I'm trying to just do another video and maybe watch it and then just lie down. So, I kind of had an idea of what to talk about. It was pretty much just a overview of what I did say, and pretty much it was just a nice relaxing day. And another idea was just like talking about my mental health, just because I feel like that's a hot topic with just everybody now, or um like students and stuff. So I wanted to say that we didn't really talk about mental health when I was in high school, but the thing we did talk about was stress and how school can be stressful and stuff, and how to manage your stress and stuff like that, and you know and I guess now how I'm feeling is just I want to say something so quirky is just I feel a little bit too relaxed, and I'm not really thinking of too much throughout the whole day, and I'm just kind of going about my business and stuff. But then everyone's like, John, you just stayed up for 23 hours. You didn't have a single thought go through your mind about anything. And then I'm just I mean, not really. Most of the stuff I did was just I played a little bit, and then I watched Survivor pretty much the whole time, and then I was just kind of coming up with ideas of what to order on Shopee, different balas. Bala is just our word for cartridge, or a game basically. And then I was just trying to think of stuff to order, different snacks and stuff, because I'm trying to lose weight, but I noticed I kind of starved myself a little bit. I have no idea if it's because of Survivor, but I kind of noticed I do not eat as much, and then I notice when I am not eating as much as I should be, I get a little bit weaker when I'm trying to exercise, trying to run, for example. I'm not running right now, but I'm doing push-ups. I notice I'm not eating enough to give me energy to do push-ups and stuff. So I'm kind of noticing that. But then I kind of got rid of my bloat. I noticed I was really bloated looking one day. I was looking in the reflection of the mirror outside the front door, and then I was oh no. So I kind of just didn't eat as much as I wanted to, or whatever's the safest answer. But the bloat kind of went away, and then I can suck in my stomach, and it's a flat stomach. But I'm trying to just lose that I've always had this vanity weight. My cousins and stuff told me, they're my family, they're oh John, what we remember from you was in high school you were really tall and skinny. And I was oh really? Is that how you saw me? Through my clothes? And then, but I knew how I looked and I always carried around with me a little bit of vanity weight, or just that extra tub. Always, I always had a little bit of a stomach and flab. Just because I knew how I looked and stuff. And then they were no, you were tall and skinny, and I was alright. And then, but I've always had that, even in high school and stuff. But I'm just trying to lose it, just because I know I can, because I have before. And I don't know. My friends suggest doing push-ups, so I'm just gonna do that. We used to always do push-ups and stuff. All right, so I don't know. And then I'm trying to leer away from like YouTube just because like I've said it before. I'm like I don't like it's my time now. I need to focus on myself, me, myself, and I. It's my time to shine. You know, I should stop looking at other people's content and just like do my own. You know, and like constantly rewatch myself. So I was just thinking of doing that and just sticking to that. You know, and then Um, like I wore my glasses just because I'm like winding down and like relaxing, getting ready for bed, and then like when I always notice like whenever I have my contacts on, I like dart my eyes around like all the time just because like I can see and I can do that, but like with my glasses, it like forces me to like be focused like Cyclops. So yeah. And then like right now, like Survivor's not on my mind. I'm kind of thinking of Persona 3 Reload and like Shopee, like shopping, ordering stuff. And then I was just kind of thinking like nowadays I've kind of stopped caring about like what time I go to sleep and stuff like that just because like I'm like in the Philippines, like on a farm, you know, like I don't have a traditional job, and then I should just like relax, you know. That's the key to survival, says Brian. He's like, oh, I'm just relaxing, thank you, you know. So I kind of noticed uh, throughout the day or through the day, I was like kind of like hyper or like just I think that's kind of normal for me just because I'm always like that. Like I noticed when like in the last video when I'm like always on the verge of laughing or like kind of like giggly or like whenever I'm so like happy, like laughing and like excited, that's like normal for me because I'm always like that anyway. But we're kind of trying to focus on relaxing and stuff and just not being like overdosed, like relaxing, like just kind of like normal, you know? Just, I don't want to be too relaxed and people are just like, oh my god, you're like smarmy or whatever, but yeah. And I don't like make comments at the TV or anything. If anyone's watching and they're like, do you like talk like during Survivor? And I'm like, no, I really don't. I don't really talk to myself. You know, I've tried before just to try it, and just because other people have said to me, they're like, it's a higher form of intelligence or some bullshit. And I'm like, I'm just me as John. I just don't talk to myself. Like, I'm an only child. I've never spoken to myself as a little kid. I've never heard of the notion of talking to yourself or talking to oneself. Like, maybe it's like an American thing, like, and it's normal in your family, but I don't do it. You know, I've never heard of that concept. And I tried it, and like, I still think like crazy people do it, you know, when they talk to themselves and stuff, even if they're like muttering like in public and stuff. Like, I think it's like this. I just think it's something they can't control or something like that, and you kind of need to like seek help for that. You know, I like normally I'm just like, I'm not gonna say untalkative, but normally when I'm by myself, like even in public, I'm not gonna like be making like director's comments about my life, you know, thinking it's a movie or something like that. I'm not gonna be doing that. Um, and then yeah, I just think crazy people do it, and even my parents think that too. Like they've never heard me talk to myself like I said as a little child, like when I was playing by myself or anything like that. You know, so they just know I'm that way. They just know I'm like that. They just know I'm really quiet in my room, like all the time. Like even watching TV, playing video games, being on the computer. I don't know why we're that kind of family. I don't know, maybe it's an Asian household thing, like always be quiet in the house or something like that. I have no idea, but that's how the way we are. Um, and then what else? I don't know. I guess I'm just looking forward to lying down and just like maybe like encapsulating my thoughts throughout the whole day, like what happened, how did I feel about it, what was I thinking about, what am I gonna do tomorrow, stuff like that. I don't know. That's the kind of mundane stuff I do now. Like I realize I'm doing it and I like say it like I used to do the same thing when I was a kid, like as a teenager. Like I was so busy throughout the whole day that I couldn't get a thought to myself until I was in bed and trying to sleep. And this rush of like thoughts and thinking would like overwhelm me that I couldn't fall asleep. It was awful. That's why I started smoking weed, just to like kill the thoughts. It was so annoying. And then I don't know if it was because of weed, maybe it like left me half brain dead, but like I don't make commentary like in my head to myself like throughout the whole day anymore. Like I don't do that. Like kids on TikTok, they're like, "Do you have an inner voice?" or whatever the fuck the question is. And I'm starting to think, no, I really don't. I mean, now, like when I was a kid, yeah, but it was mostly just going over school and stuff I had to like do for a test or something like that. Like the whole shower thoughts thing, like I am walking into the bathroom, I have stepped into the shower, I am under the water. I don't talk to myself like that in my head. That's like crazy and weird. And then like I'm not like I am going to Chipotle. I am paying the cashier like $8.48 for a chicken burrito. I don't do that. Like it's weird. Or like when I worked there and people were like, "I am serving you." Like I don't do that. Did that? It's weird. Usually just thinking about like my day or like personal stuff. Like I notice during speech, like I would think as I'm speaking, which at first was very awkward and hard to do that. But I got so used to it that I would just like be a sleep deprived zombie thinking about my life at Chipotle Burrito. Like I could just stand there the whole day like a Filipino soldier, like I swear. One time even one of the customers caught me sleeping standing up because I kind of like snorted when I said hi or something to her, and she was like, "Are you asleep?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, I kind of like caught myself snoring there for a little bit." And she was like, "Oh my god, my husband's in the military, the army, and he does that, and so does my father." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, I've caught myself doing that before too, though. And then we just kind of like forgot about it. And then, yeah. Like, but right now I'm not thinking as I'm talking. It's weird. Like, right now I'm just like running at the mouth pretty much. It's, like, talking is so automatic to me. Like, even when I do stuff like that, like breathing or like inhaling for a while, like I'm not even like trying to have a thought like about what I'm gonna say next or anything like that. Cause like I'm just so happy that's gone. Like the thinking, the overthinking, the overanalyzing, and the I think the medical term for it is racing thoughts. I'm so glad that's gone in my life. Like, I pretty much like what Helen said when she had the pistol. Like, is there like anything about you, John, where you just want to like pistol your head? And I'm like, yeah, it's like the racing thoughts in my head. I just want to shoot my brains out. Um, but thank God that's gone, and I don't do that anymore. Like, for example, like next example, when I'm about to go to bed, like I do think, I'm not just like lying there, because like, there's no distractions. I'm not watching anything or anything like that. I don't have a screen in my face or a phone. The only thing I have on sometimes is my electric fan, and it does kind of have like white noise, and it kind of like blocks out like the volume of my thoughts. But I do still think about stuff. It's mostly just like me talking to my friends, like in my head. I've said this before, but like, if if Facebook asks you like, what do you think about? I'm just like, oh, I'm just talking to my friends, kind of like I always joke about telecommunication, and yeah, I kind of feel that way sometimes. But like, I'm like messaging my friends like, "Hi, how are you?" They say hi back, and then like we're just talking about stuff. It's the weirdest thing I do now, but at least it's not like um the insane thoughts I would have like when I was in high school, when I was a high schooler. It would be like insano. It would just be like me, like just having these racing thoughts the whole day, and it would be like random stuff. I would like randomly say the N word or something like that, and I would make the sign of the cross, say I'm sorry. Like, it was that bad. Like, I would randomly do that and like say bad things to myself. I'm all like, I would even try saying or thinking bad things to make all of it go away, thinking that would work, and it never would. It was awful. Or like, I would just randomly, I would be like, think of something bad, think of something bad, just do it, and I would think it, and I'd be like, "Duh." It was awful. This like random insanity I would have in my head. Like, if you're a teenager and you just kind of wonder like about stuff, like, I hope that helps you. That's the kind of like teen I was. I would have like insano in the braino, like brain waves all the time. Um, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of like, um, sorry, brain fart. But like, I was just thinking like, I'm glad to get some rest and then wake up and then like clean up a little bit. Like, in my room, I've been like alcoholing everything because I'm so addicted to alcohol because of COVID. And like, I notice every Filipino here does it, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm not the worst one with like the OCD or something. And then, yeah, my whole room smells like alcohol, and it's just like, I don't know, because it kind of has that hospital feel. I know my friends are like, John, your room is always white, no matter where you are. Your room in Dela City was white, and your room in the Philippines is white. And then, I don't know if this was ever made a joke, but they were like, you should be John White. And then, yeah, I guess that's it. I'm just like trying to stay clean, trying to go for the whole like hospital feel, and like everything's clean, like, and nice. That's why I've been in such a good mood, because the maid like cleaned everything, and then that's why I've just been relaxing, like playing games and watching TV and stuff. All right, watch Sailor Moon Crystal. All right, good night.